Okay, today I'm going to attempt to replace my water pump in my 2014 Dodge Ram 1500, and haven't attempted this before, but it looks like I just need to take this shroud off, and the hardest part I think is going to be getting this fan off. I'm going to have to get something in here to hold that pulley in place so it won't turn. Alright, so what I'm going to attempt to do is, I do have a little room here to work with. As you can see that I've tried using various methods to hold that pulley in place, the water pump pulley. But I want to get this shroud out of the way. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this top radiator hose off and remove this fan shroud. It looks like I've got a connection here. I got a bolt on this side and a bolt on the other side. And this should lift off. The only thing I got to do, or what I already did, was take this bottom part off. On each side it disconnects right here. And so this will stay down here, and I'll reconnect it when I'm done with my job. Because without this disconnecting, without this being an option to disconnect, there'd be no way to take the shroud out with the fan still in place. Alright, after messing with that, trying to get that fan clutch off, and having that water pump spindle or pulley keep turning, I tried the vice grips and everything. I finally went to O'Reilly's and I got this tool right here, which, as you can see, you can adjust it. And I'm gonna try to put some bolts and nuts through this tool and the pulley itself, and see if that's gonna work for me. And I also got this pipe here, so when I put the combination wrench on it, this will fit over the large handle and give me some leverage on getting that, and that's to get the fan clutch off of the water pump. Okay, so I got the fan clutch off. Make sure you turn it the right way. I was turning it counterclockwise because that's what a lot of people in the forums were saying, but it's actually, on this 2014 Dodge Ram, it's clockwise. So once you get that off, the tool held that pulley in place, by the way. You're going to take note of how the belt's looped around through the pulleys. There's the belt tensioner. That you're going to use the proper wrench to get that off, and you'll be fine. Take the belt off, and then just take note of every screw that comes off and put it on the new water pump. Okay, so yeah, here's the new water pump. And we're just going to start. We're going to look at the new water pump and see where each bolt is. The ones that are hidden especially, and just get them off one by one. Then we got those two hoses to take off right there. Also, I bought a thermostat. This part's going to have to come off once I get the water heater off, water pump. And the thermostat's behind here. I'll replace that as well. Since I've gotten this far, it's a good idea. Okay, here's the part you don't want to mess up right here. As you can see, I've taken every bolt off the old one. And it took my time to place it in each hole for the new one. Now there's like several different sizes. All these small ones are all the same, by the way. They're all the same size. And then you've got three right here that are all the same size. And then you got these three that are kind of unique. Well, I'm sorry, you got the small ones that are all the same size, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4 that are the same size. And then you got these three unique ones. Just to show you, this one looks like this. And this one is going to look like this. And this one looks like it's the same as the one I just pulled out, maybe. So there you go. Okay, I've got the old water pump off, and with the surface on the engine part, you want to make sure you use a razor blade at a 90-degree angle and get as much bulk off as you can. Then I've got these little pads called Scotch-Brite, and they do a really good job getting the remnants of the gasket off without scratching the aluminum. Okay, so as I've taken out the bolts, of course originally I put them one by one to the new one sitting on the table, and so I've got the old water pump off, and I've since taken them from the new one, put them to the old one where they're supposed to be, and so now I'll just take my time, put them one by one on the new water pump. Okay, so we've got the new water pump on, and just when you tighten the bolts, make sure you do a star pattern. Hand tighten them first, of course. Also, the gasket is a kind of a groove, fit and groove kind of a gasket. So when you torque them down, you just want to make sure it's nice and snug, metal to metal. Just don't over torque it, of course. All right, I'm done with this. I've got it on there, attached all the hoses, checking for leaks, of course. And the next thing is you want to top it off with antifreeze, 50/50 antifreeze, of course. Now, the new thermostat that I put in there, it's rated at 203 degrees. So you're gonna have to let it get hot enough to open up so you can, the rest of the water will flow through the engine and you can start topping it off with water. What I did is I poured a whole container of antifreeze in here, and then I filled it up with water, and I've been adding that ever since. And it seems to be pretty full at this point. And I drove it around the block a couple times. So it's looking good. The only thing left, I got to get that shroud in there. But it's holding off at 204 degrees, which is what it's supposed to do when you're driving around.